In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make use of the AI photo modification features that are available in RightBooth version 7.20 or later. So I'll start by showing you how it works in your events, and then I will go on to show you how to set up everything yourself and also how to design and use your own photo modifications. So I'll start by playing this example event. Now here on the event start screen, I've added an image sequence item that shows examples of the photo modifications that can be used from the RightBooth media library. And there are approximately 60 to choose from. Okay, I click continue. Now on the get ready screen in this event, I'm using an example photo. So at this point, let's assume that these two people are positioned in front of the live camera. So let's take the photo. Okay, so the photo has been taken and we are now presented with a selection of photo modifiers that can be applied to the current photo. And when you select a modifier, you can see that the associated text prompt will be used to change the photo. So let's choose Studio Ghibli, convert to Studio Ghibli style, and we click OK. Now at this point, RightBooth is uploading the original photo and the chosen text prompt modifier to the Flux AI web service. And that's been modified and downloaded and it's displayed in RightBooth. And as you can see, the photo has been converted into Studio Ghibli style. Okay, let's try that again with a different example photo. So here we have 4 people in the shot. Let's take the photo. So here we have the photo, and here we have some more selections to choose from. So we've got marble, robots, Simpsons style, military uniform, etc. Let's choose robots. Same thing, the photo and the prompt is uploaded to the AI service and the resulting image is downloaded. And here you can see they've been converted into 4 robots. Let's try it again. Same photo, take the photo, and this time I'll turn them into baseball players. And as you can see, the prompt is the people in the photo are all dressed as American baseball players and are all holding baseball bats. So let's do that. And notice how it keeps the background. So everybody's holding a baseball bat and they've all got baseball caps on. One more example, this time with a photo of a single person. So let's take the photo. Again, we've got the choices. Now watch what happens when I click on here. Let's go for this one. Notice how the text prompt is different. It's dressed as an American baseball player and holding a baseball bat. So the text prompt now has been designed for a single person in the photo. So I'm going to explain how that happens later on, but let's watch what happens here. And as you can see, the person has been changed into baseball gear and with a baseball cap and a baseball bat. So let's take a look at how this event was designed. So if I go into the designer, you can see that it is a photo capture event designed to capture one photo. You could obviously capture more if you wish. Now if I look in event structure and go to the photo AI section, there is a new section in RightBooth version 7.20, which is this modify photo section. And what I've got here is I've turned it on and said ask the user. Now what that does to the event is that it adds a new screen. So let's go into the screen editor Just a quick mention of this first screen. Just here I've put a sequence item and I've just got it full of a list of images. So it's basically just showing people what to expect. But the important point here is this new screen. So this new screen has been added. So let's have a look at Modify Image AI. Now on here we've got the original photo captured by the camera. Here we have a set of images in a grid. And you can choose these images from the RightBooth media library in this new folder, AI Image Modifiers. So here are all the example modifiers that are provided with RightBooth. Now when you add them into the list, you can choose whichever ones you want. Each one of them has got a text prompt associated with it, and this is where you enter the text prompt in. So for instance, this is Impression Art Van Gogh Starry Night painting style. This one is holding a cute looking dog. So what that will do is it will transform this image into the same image but with them holding a dog. This one is make it a snowy scene. So that would convert this into a snowy scene, and here's the example photo. So essentially every single image in here that you choose can have, or should have and must have, a text prompt. Now if I go for the baseball modifier, let's have a look at that. It's in here somewhere. Here we go. Let's take a look at the text prompt. Now notice that I've got 1 equals dressed as an American baseball player and holding a baseball bat. And then below that, on a separate line, we have the people in the photo are all dressed as American baseball players and are holding baseball bats. Now the point about this is that you can set up a prompt for a single person by preceding the prompt with 1 equals. If you want a prompt that's specifically for 2 people, you could set it to be 2 equals. And then if you want a prompt for more than 2 people or 3 people, you can then just have a general one on a separate line. So the point about this is you can set up different prompts for different numbers of people in the photo. Let's take a look at another example. Let's go for this fancy dress image. Now if you look on here, we've got, for a single person, it is dressed as a Roman centurion wearing a helmet and holding a sword. So if there's only 1 person in the photo, they will be converted into a Roman centurion. But if there are 2 people in the photo, we could set it up so that the prompt says that he is dressed as a Roman centurion wearing a helmet and holding a sword, and she is dressed as a fairy holding a magic wand. So this prompt is really designed for 2 people in a photo, 1 male and 1 female. So it's quite flexible really. You can design your prompts for different numbers of people. And that's really all there is to it. So by adding this extra feature, you get this extra screen, and then you can choose the photo modifiers that you want, and you can also design your own text prompts to go with it. So let's have another look at these images again. If I double click here, you can see there's a list of 6 images that have been taken from the RightBooth media library in this image modifiers folder. And as I said, there are quite a lot of example images to choose from. But what about if you want to create your own images and associated text prompts? Well, the way to do that is to, if you just open this folder here, this is where all the images exist in the media library. So that's in the RightBooth 7 library, images, AI image modifiers folder. And as you can see in here, we've got the images, but we've also got a text file that's associated with each image. So this image is 90s cartoon JPEG, and in the text file it says convert to 90s cartoon style. So back in here, as you edit the text prompts here, RightBooth will automatically create the text in the same folder as the image. So the question is, how do you populate this with more images? Well, what you need to do is to decide what kind of image modification you would like to make to the photos. So what I've done is I've gone onto the internet and I've found an image of a skateboarder. It was here, and I've copied and pasted that image into my pictures folder. So what I'm going to do is take this image, cut it, go to the AI image modifiers folder and paste it in. So it's skateboard.jpg. Let's go back here, add. So I should now find that down here somewhere we will have a skateboard image. Here we go. There. So I've added it into the list. I'm going to take one of these out. Let's take the baseball out. Now for skateboarders, we've just got the image here, but we don't have any text for the prompt. So I'm going to put a text prompt in that just says skateboarding. And as you can see, we've got the skateboarder here. So let's play this event again and see whether we can convert this example photo into somebody skateboarding. Play the event, click. This is our example photo. I'll choose the skateboard. It's picked up the skateboarding text prompt. Let's click OK. This is now being converted into a skateboarding image. And as you can see, she's crouched down on a skateboard. Now at this point, you are dependent, of course, on the AI modification service for how it generates the image. But if you write very detailed text prompts, you can have a lot of control over the composition of the image modification process. So what I'm saying really is that you need to experiment with your text prompts in order to achieve the desired results. So let's show you how you set up the AI service so that you can use it in your events. If you go into Settings, AI, there is a new section called Modify Photo, and what you need to do is to get an API key from the provider. So click the provider button. This takes you to the Black Forest Labs website where you can purchase credits and get yourself an API key. So the first thing you have to do is to register with their service. And I've already registered, so you'll just need to create an account with Black Forest Labs and then log in. You can then go to the keys section and create a key. Now I've already done that. This is my key here. You can then copy it, and back in RightBooth you paste it into this area here. You then have to buy some credits. Now I've got 144 left. You click add credits and you enter the amount that you want to buy. And currently the price is $10 for 1,000 credits. Now that gives you 250 photo modifications because each modification takes 4 credits. Now I think that's quite reasonable, and I think it will probably get cheaper than that as time goes by. So it's $10 for 250 photo modifications. So once you've bought credits and you have an API key, as long as you've entered in the key here, you can then start performing photo modifications. Now Black Forest Labs also provide a playground where you can experiment. That's here. And what you do is you drag your image in here, and then you can experiment with text prompts. So I'm going into my pictures library. Let me drag a picture of me and my good lady. Now, before you start typing anything into here, make sure that you drag this slider down to 1. so that it only creates one image each time you experiment. This caught me out to begin with. It was using 4 photos each time I tried this, which was 16 credits. So always make sure you drag this down to 1. So let's have a look. Let's say convert this into a pencil sketch. Let's see what that does. Now this will be using 4 of my credits. And there you go. You can also try this in RightBooth as well. So if I go back to RightBooth, down here, so you can pick a test photo. So I'm using this one. And down here you can enter your text prompt. So I'm going to put something like convert to Lego style characters, and I will click test. And as you can see, it's done a pretty good job of converting this image into Lego characters. Let's have a quick look back at the website. And as you can see, my credits have dropped from 144 to 136. So earlier in this video I performed a few photo modifications, and some of them were not what I was expecting or wanting to see. So let's take this example here. So I took this photo, I chose this example modifier, and the text prompt was dressed as robots, and this was the result. Now the resulting photo is achieving the effect, but it's not in this style. So I wanted to modify the text prompt basically to see if I can make it more like this. So I went onto the AI playground and I experimented with different text prompts on the image. And I found that this text prompt gave me a modification that was better. It actually better reflected the style shown in this example image. So convert all the people to robots. The robots are made of shiny metal in the style of C3PO. So it did a much better job of keeping the theme from the chosen image. Let's take another example. So again, I wasn't happy with this conversion. It doesn't look brilliant, to be honest. I think the legs are a little bit squashed. So the text prompt was skateboarding. So again, I experimented with a new prompt, and this is what I came up with. This person is stood upright on a skateboard, riding towards the camera, arms outstretched for balance, show the full body and legs. Now I think that is a much better representation of what I wanted. So as you can see, by modifying your text prompts, you can really fine tune and get more accuracy with what you want the results to be. So I hope you can see it's fairly easy to set up. You just go to the AI service provider, get yourself an API key, buy some credits, enter the key into here, and then you're all good to go with the AI photo modification feature in RightBooth 7.20. And thanks for watching.